Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And we have a second breaking news video, or breaking trade, however you want to say it. It's the second big trade of the trade deadline, I guess we could say. Now that we're about, 2 weeks until the deadline. Looks like things are starting to get in more of a swing. See you the next couple guys, or I'll post a video on that. Before I start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, comment, make sure to go into the description, click the link, give me some video ideas in the Google form. And yeah, I think we just jump right into it with Terry Rozier going to the Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry in the 2027 first round pick. Starting, I think we should start with the team that got the best player, like I usually do, the Miami Heat. They were in desperate need for scoring, and that is the one thing Terry Rozier will for sure give to you. While this season their defensive backcourt hasn't been amazing, and getting Terry Rozier to replace Kyle Lowry probably doesn't help them too much, I think with the addition of his scoring and how this team lacked to score the ball sometimes, with Jimmy Butler having off nights, Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier gives them a very valuable scorer who could score in the playoffs when they need to, where they don't have to win a 97 to 92 game. Instead, they can win to 110 to a 92 game. The only thing I'm worried about is the backcourt's defense, really, with him and Tyler Hero, assuming that they both end up starting and neither of them come off the bench. The starting lineup probably will be Rozier, Hero, Jimmy Butler, Jaquez, and Bam, I'm assuming, for the playoffs. And it's going to be interesting. We've never really seen the lead guard for the Heat be a scorer since, Dwayne Wade? I guess you could argue Tyler Hero, but I wouldn't say that he was the lead guard for this team. I would say that I would argue it's still Kyle Lowry when he was on the squad. But they now have a true point guard who is a great scorer, but also is 6'1", 6'2". So interesting to see how their offense runs differently, possibly, if it's still going to run through Bam Adebayo like they usually do, and then Jimmy Butler will get his occasional fadeaway, corner, mid-range jump shots, or if Terry Rozier is going to be relied upon as a potential scorer, someone who's they're going to ask to score somewhere between 15 and 20 points per game. It's going to be interesting. I'm also glad to see Terry Rozier back in the competitive, just the competitive feel of the NBA. Last couple years with the Hornets, they were not competitive. I think they made the play-in tournament once. Before that, he was with the Celtics, a team that was competing against LeBron in the conference championship, Eastern Conference Finals. And, we always know the Celtics are able to get into the competitive games. Now let's talk about the other team. We're talking about the Hornets. First of all, I want to mention in my predicting the NBA season video, I did predict Kyle Lowry to be traded away from the Heat. I did not predict it to be to the Hornets, so that's a little different. But I also predicted that the team that would trade for him, assuming that it was not a great team, would buy him out, and he would end up signing back to the Heat, which, can that happen? Maybe. I liked Kyle Lowry, a part of the Heat culture. The other thing that can happen, though, is that he gets bought out and he signs to the Raptors to end his career, because we know Kyle Lowry as the Raptors legend. Is he the greatest Raptor of all time? Interesting conversation. Vince Carter, Kawhi, him, DeMar, basically they all have a case. Kawhi brought the only chip. Kyle Lowry got the chip as well. Wasn't the main guy though, but him and DeMar, we know they were on the team before, and that's where they really built that Raptors culture. DeMar, I just feels like he's just been their guy until he went to the Spurs, of course. Vince Carter, multiple-time All-Star, and I don't really think we can consider McGrady as one of the Raptors' greatest of all time. Player for sure, but as a Raptor himself, I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, it was a very interesting trade. I did not expect it. I did expect Rozier to end up getting traded near the deadline. Didn't expect him to go to the Heat, though. Interesting to see where Lowry will sign after he's bought out, or if possibly the Hornets are able to ship him to another contending team without having to buy him out, because that would cost them money. The last piece in the trade was the Heat, giving up a 2027 first-round pick. So, obviously, can't really talk about that one right now. We could talk about it in 2026. But yeah, interesting trade. Also interesting to see. I mean, yeah, it's an interesting trade and all. Other news. Whoops. Other news though. Some coach firings. For some reason, the Bucks decided to fire head coach Adrian Griffin after, what was it, a 40 and 20? Not 40. Was it a 40 and 23 start? 30 and 13 actually. I think it was 30 and 13. I don't know why I said 40 and 23. We're not 63 games into the season. It was 30 and 13 and decided to fire him. They did lose, or not lose, but they did have close back-to-back games against the Pistons without Cade Cunningham, so that could be one of the reasons. But yeah, it was interesting to see a coach who had the second best team in the Eastern Conference just get fired. And the guy they're talking about, bring him in, is Doc Rivers. Right now, their interim is Joe Prunty. He was an assistant for the Bucks, and he's going to be their interim coach until, the details of the Doc Rivers signing gets out. But I'm happy that Doc Rivers is off of ABC or ESPN because I'm not trying to hear his voice over the NBA Finals because that's what it was going to be. Now, if he goes to the Bucks, it won't be. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I guess we kind of covered two topics there, most importantly, in the thumbnail and title of the video will be Terry Rozier going to the Heat for Kyle Lowry in a 2027 first-round pick. Thank you for watching this video, and yeah, see you next time. Peace.